everyone. My name is Tammy. And you're...
The time is 9 o'clock. You're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements.
Hello, this is Clinton Davis with your CHMA local news. If you're looking for things to do around Tantramar this month, get out your phone or find a pen. I try to keep my ear to the Tantramar streets, and here's what's coming up. In addition, all of these events can be found anytime on the CHMA local news page, and you should really subscribe to our mailing list. But first, police in Amherst say a 16-year-old youth has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of uttering threats. According to the Amherst Police Department, the threats involved several people, including students at Amherst Regional High School. On November 14th, officers executed a search warrant at a home in Cumberland County. The youth was later taken into custody and held for court. Police say they are contacting the individuals who were the subject of the alleged threats, and at this time they do not believe there's any ongoing danger to students or staff at Amherst Regional High, or that anyone else was involved. But anyone with information is asked to contact Amherst Police or Crime Stoppers. Back to the local region. All right, I hope you have those pens handy, because even though the weather is getting cold, there is a lot to do in the region. So, a little start to your week if you like music. The Blackwood Trio performs at Green Slades on Thursday, November 20th. According to the flyer, the group blends chamber music and contemporary jazz, and this stop is part of a short regional tour. Apparently, they have a really unique sound. Doors open at 7 p.m., and the show starts at 7:30. Also on Thursday, if you're more of a film person, the Sackville Film Society is screening Kiss of the Spider Woman this Thursday, November 20th. The showing is at 7:30 p.m., but note the location. It's actually in Amherst Theatre at 47 Church Street, and tickets are $12 at the door. It's part of the Society's fall series, bringing classic and international films to the region. Going into the weekend, back to the music. If you want live music this Friday, the Mount Allison Jazz Ensemble takes the stage in Brunton Auditorium at 134 Main Street. The concert starts at 7:30 p.m. and the admission is free, with donations going towards student music scholarships. Come out and I think I might be there. It's a chance to catch local student musicians in a full big band setting. But if theater is more your speed, stay tuned. For right now, Marshlight Theater begins its second weekend run of Small Things. And that's a play by Daniel McIver on November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The play did play over the weekend, and if you check on CHMA FM, you will find an interview by Laura McMillan with some of the cast. It's a story of friendship between 2 women who slowly learn how to bridge their differences. Tickets and details are at marshlight.ca. Now, this has to do with community and activism. Looking ahead to Sunday, there is a public information session on the proposed 500 megawatt gas plant taking place. That will be November 23rd from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Sackville United Church. The coalition behind the event will outline environmental concerns and answer questions from residents. Try to make it out. Everyone is welcome from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Sunday. And are you into crafts? If you want something hands-on, the Little Plant Nursery is hosting a winter wreath workshop at the Bagtown Brewery next week, Thursday, November 27th. All materials are included and no experience is needed. The session starts at 6:30 p.m. You can register through the nursery's website, and the cost is $30. Now, for arts and career, for all the creators out there, Struts Gallery is hosting a green screen editing workshop on Saturday, November 29th. It runs from 1 to 3 p.m. and focuses on building simple visual effects using DaVinci Resolve, which is a video editing software. Sign-up is available through strutsgallery.ca. Again, full details for every event can be found anytime on the CHMA local news page, and it can be updated anytime. So if you know of an event or are throwing an event and you'd like that added, hit me up. My email address is clintondavis@chmafm.com. In addition, if you have story ideas, comments, or questions, contact me there as well. For CHMA Local News, I'm Clinton Davis. I know it's cold out, but there's lots to do, and Tantramar hopes to see you around.
And here is your CHMA Atlantic update for Tuesday, November 18th. RCMP say the body of a man has been recovered from the St. Croix River after he fled Mounties and swam toward the U.S. border. Mounties say that on Saturday afternoon, while patrolling along Milltown Boulevard, they observed a man wanted on unendorsed warrants. RCMP say the man fled police and was last seen entering the St. Croix River near King Street and Bud Avenue in St. Stephen, and then appeared to struggle and then went underwater and did not resurface. RCMP recovered his body yesterday and have asked the independent police watchdog to investigate. And Eastern Canada premiers met yesterday with New England governors to talk tariffs, softwood lumber, and the economy. The 46th annual conference was held in St. John's with representatives from Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Quebec in attendance. 3 resolutions were adopted at the conference, 2 about continuing collaboration on energy, ecological connectivity, and food security, and a 3rd focused on starting to work together on technology and innovation. New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt says her priority was to underline how important our cross-border relationships are and how much our economies depend on each other. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro says work is ongoing with Hydro-Quebec about the Churchill Falls draft deal, but only about non-binding details. Spokesperson Jill Pitcher said the utility is awaiting an independent review of the agreement as promised by Premier Tony Wakeham. In the meantime, some work continues related to what Pitcher described as non-binding and secondary issues. Wakeham said yesterday that he would soon have more information about the independent review, though he did not provide specific details. And police are looking for information about a suspicious death in Little Heart's Ease, a rural community in eastern Newfoundland. RCMP say the death was reported to police in the early morning hours of November 12th. The Mounties say their major crime unit is investigating what happened. Police believe the death is an isolated incident, and they're asking everyone with information, including dashcam and CCTV footage, to please come forward. And the Nova Scotia government says it will create a 4-person unit to combat the illegal purchasing and processing of seafood. The province says that up to 30% of the lobster caught every year in the Atlantic region goes unreported, representing about $400 million in under-the-table sales. Fisheries Minister Kent Smith says the 4 inspectors will focus on wharfs and seafood facilities where there is known illegal activity. It is not yet clear when the unit will be up and running. And finally, curbside recycling in Nova Scotia is set to change on December 1st. That's when new provincial regulations come into effect, broadening the list of items households can put in for recycling. New items will include multi-layer paper containers such as ice cream cartons and cookie dough spiral cans, and plastic tubes like toothpaste and deodorant. The new regulations aim to shift operational and financial responsibility for recycling packaging and paper products into the companies that sell and produce them. And that is your CHMA Atlantic update for Tuesday, November 18th. And I'll be right back with some weather for you.
Hi there, this is Anne from Mount Allison's Writing Resource Center, and you're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
And let's take a look at Environment Canada and see what is happening outside. A quick window check coming in today. It was pretty warm. It wasn't that chilly at all. I was a little surprised. It's showing up as +2 from Environment Canada, and today you can expect a high of 4 with a mix of sun and cloud and a little wind, west 20 gusting to 40. Partially cloudy tonight with the wind west 20 becoming light overnight and a low of -3, wind chilled -8 tonight. Sunny tomorrow, wind becoming southwest 20 near noon, high of +4, wind chilled -7 in the morning. Wednesday night clear with a low of -5 except -9 in low-lying areas. sunny with a high of +4. On Thursday, cloudy periods with a low of 2. On Thursday night, cloudy with a 60% chance of showers and a high of 5. On Friday, rain Friday night, low of +2. From Saturday the 22nd, cloudy with a high of +3, and Saturday night, cloudy periods, low of -5. Mix of sun and cloud on Sunday, high of +1, sunny periods, low of -3 on Sunday night, and cloudy with a 60% chance of showers and a high of +3 on Monday. And that's your CHMA weather update. Coming up next is your sports update with Brian Nielsen.
Yes, last night at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, it was the visiting Dallas Cowboys in a must-win situation that, in fact, did prevail. They defeated the Raiders 33-16, moving themselves to a record of 4-5-1 on the season. Playoffs completely not out of the picture, but it's still going to be a push for the fellas from Big D. In the NHL last night, there were a half dozen games. In the early window, the Carolina Hurricanes defeat the Boston Bruins on the road 3-1. Sabres all over the Edmonton Oilers 5-1 at home in upstate New York. Panthers defeat the Vancouver Canucks in a high-scoring one down in Sunrise, Florida, 8-5 final there. Capitals squeak by the Kings 2-1 at home in Washington, D.C., and the Montreal Canadiens come back to tie it up in the third period, but manage to lose in a shootout, 4-3 final. The Columbus Blue Jacks, it's taken 2 points in that one. And out west, it was the Anaheim Ducks over the Utah Mammoth, 3-2 in overtime. In the NBA, several games to tell you about, including your Toronto Raptors in a tight one. They defeat the visiting Charlotte Hornets 110-108 to move to 9-5 on the season. Another 2-point decision in Miami where the Heat beat the Knicks 115-113. Another bucket decision in the city of brotherly love. The 76ers defeat the visiting Los Angeles Clippers with the return of Paul George to the court for the Philadelphia squad 110-108. Pistons by 15 over the visiting Pacers, 127-112. Pacers now on pace to win all of 5 games this season. They are 1-13 on the year. The Cavaliers with the 12-point margin of victory over the visiting Milwaukee Bucks, 118-106. It was the Timberwolves by 24 over the hapless Dallas Mavericks, 120-96. The Oklahoma City Thunder moved to 14-1, the best record in the NBA, with a 126-109 victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. And some late free throws secured it for the Chicago Bulls. They defeat the Denver Chicken Nuggets 130-127 out in the Mile High City. And finally, friends, a reminder that tonight the Mount Allison University women's volleyball team will be setting up to go against Crandall, a 7 p.m. tip-off at the Alumni Gym.
Unasikiliza CHMA 106.9 FM katika Sackville, New Brunswick.
Oh, the voice of Shashank. It's been a while, Shashank. We were talking about you just the other day, Sally and I were having great memories of the time that Shashank was here. I guess it's been about 4 years ago. Yeah, really great CHMA. I miss him very much. Speaking of old CHMAers, while we're getting ready for this community update, if you know Mark Brownlee, he was here in around 2008, but he just put up a really nice post with a picture of the CHMA class of 2008 down by the train station when they would get their photos taken across the road from George's, when they would do a programmer's party at George's, then go across the street to the train station and get a photo taken. So some community updates coming in from municipality. That road over at Cape Road that has been closed off and on for the past week or so, near Civic address 3508, is again closed today and tomorrow, opening again tomorrow at 5 p.m. And there will be a detour in place, and that Road closure is due to a new water and sewer service, so they thank you for your patience. There was a reminder about Moonlight Madness coming up December 5th. The one last Friday was a great success, and the municipality is seeking a secretary administrative assistant to join the engineering and public works team. If you're interested in that, you can check out tantjamarnb.com/news. And they are also promoting their Grab a Seat fundraiser. This is to put seats into the Tantramar Veterans Memorial Civic Center by the 2026-27 season. All donors will be recognized with a plaque based on the package selected. And the packages include individual seats for $350 per seat, 5 to 9 seats are $325 per seat, and 10 or more, $300 per seat. And if you do that before December 25th, I believe you will get a charitable donation for that year. You can contact them at 506-364-4955. And yeah, I think that's the biggest one. I'll also let you know about the business decoration competition that is on way. They have 4 categories: People's Choice, Best Tree, Best Lighting Display, and Best Holiday Season. Each participating business will have a poster with a QR code. Simply scan it and fill it out on an online form to vote for your favorite in each category. Tidewater, Gobsmacked Yarns, Goya's Pizza, a long list. Chirps is in there, Little Witch, the Salvation Army, Dave's Rock Emporium, a long list of local businesses that are participating. And the contest will run from November 14th to December 5th, and the winner will be announced as December 8th to 11th. All right, and let's take a quick roll over to the CHMA community calendar. As Clinton mentioned, I can tell you one of the big events of this week is the big show happening down at 25 Lawrence Street. That is Caged Animals with Steve Lamke and Julie Dueron. That is, I'm pretty sure, yeah. That's this Friday, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. I don't have it in front of me. If I don't have it in front of me, I always question whether it's going to be happening. It is Friday, November 21st. I'm reading it right off the CHMA community calendar. Julie Dueron, Caged Animals, Steve Lamke, 25 Lawrence Street, $20. Pay what you can. This is for the album release Caged Animals just put out this fall, and they were up here at CHMA. You can check out our YouTube channel. They performed. And yeah, it was great. And the album is incredible. It sounds amazing. John McKeel lent a heavy hand to it, and it's released on Steve's You've Changed label. So check that out. Doors at 7, show at 7:30. $20. Pay what you can down at the New Space 25 Lorne, and I suspect it's going to be a really busy night. So get out there while you can. Get out there early, just to be sure. Stress has got that exhibition has now closed, or today could be the last day, because it's up until November 18th. So I'm going to assume that that's closing time on November 18th, and that is Plus One Home down at Struts right now. Let's take another quick look. Film Society's coming up. Clinton mentioned that earlier. And there was, what was the Green Slade show? And Clinton had made a mention of that as well. But there's a lot going on this time of year. It's we've got a cast of characters that are working on trying to get all the events that have been happening in the area updated. Just to be sure to check out our community calendar online, but more importantly, keep that dial locked to CHMA 106.9 FM. Okay, this is the end of this news hour, and I will be right back, starting up the big magical music machine for you in just about 28 seconds. And that was your CHMA News. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantjamar's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com. All right, we got a pile of books from Slow Spirit coming up next. Kweku Asante with Natural, and Marlena Moore with the track Pacer. All here on the Voice of the Marshes.
Borrowed a pile of books from the library. Found how to find my way in an age of anxiety. My bed philosophy. What is 3,000 years if the present moment just repeats? In February, the darkness seems to retreat. My body is more like a flower than I can conceive. When I stand in the sun and feel reaction chemicals, same as it always was for all the soft animals. Leaning into learning how to love what I love, feeling the edges of what I am made of, stealing this moment or a day, a week, or even month, to carve a better way to course correct before I'm done. Borrowed a pile of books from the library. Not sure what I hope to find in there to help me. Not sure where I learned the audacity to believe that I could find an answer on the page before I go to sleep. But these days I do believe. These days I do believe. These days I do believe. These days I do
Time stands still when we're all alone. You're a person I can call home. In the crowd I search for your gaze. Never been better days. Every hour I know you want it. In the dark you like performing. Change me as a man. We're a part of the plan. This is that love you can't buy. I put you first, you ask me why. There's many things I can't explain. Tell me your secrets and your dreams. This type of love that feels supreme. All I can say is this feels natural to me. Drowning deep in your waters, so deep. I die for you like a martyr. Nothing beats you in the morning. It feels like I'm free falling. Every hour I know you want it. I know you do. In the dark you like performing. Just me and you, yeah. Change me as a man. We're a part of the plan. This is that love you can't buy. I put you first, you ask me why. There's many things I can't explain. Tell me your secrets and your dreams. This type of love that feels supreme. All I can say is this feels natural to me. So sweet, so you ain't gotta try, I ain't gotta try, we ain't gotta try. No. You ain't gotta try, I ain't gotta try, we ain't gotta try. Hey, no. You ain't gotta try, you ain't gotta do nothing.
that was Kwenku Asante coming out of Ghana here on the Voice of the Marshes. Before that, Slow Spirit with my favorite song of the week, Pile of Books, and sounding very BC because Slow Spirit comes out of BC. Melinda Moore is the next artist I have up for you, and they'll be finishing off this morning show that I've been hosting since 8:40 this morning, and we had the sports update. Let's do a quick little CHMA schedule check and see what is happening today on the Voice of the Marshes. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we have Free City Radio with Stefan Christoph coming out of Montreal. This is a weekly show that Stefan puts together with some world politics and sometimes things that are happening on a local level in Montreal, but an always incredible show. And then we have Eric Gohill is up at 11 a.m. Siley will be jumping on the mic, take it over, at 12, and then 1 o'clock, Democracy Now! It is Tuesday, so that means it's going to be a random with Dave and Louisa, and it's so random that it could not even be Dave. It could be somebody else that is guesting. Last week, Louisa had Kat in, Dave's daughter, and it was a really great show. So that's 2 o'clock this afternoon. Drive Time with Craig Mavasa coming up at 4 p.m. 5 o'clock, Maya Noel live at 5. The Massey Hour is finished for 6 o'clock, so we have to remove that from our schedule. But the Massey Hour is always a favorite of ours and has been for a very, very long time. I looked into it, and it goes back to 15 years, I believe. It's been a favorite. Summertime, fall, winter, it's always great. Love the Massey Show. And that brings us to the legendary Selective Memory with Brian and John Nielsen up at 7. Still waiting to hear back, moving to the woods from Teresa and Steven. Hopefully we'll hear a word one way or another. Will they be returning? They keep trying, and work schedules are conflicting with that. But we will have 16 cassettes with Brooke Hennigar and Noise with Adam Porter coming up on later tonight. Brooke is on at 9. Adam is on at 10 p.m. And we just put the word out to everyone to make sure that they get those show playlists submitted, and you can find those on the front page of the Voice of the Marshes. And everyone, there was a while where folks weren't putting in their playlist, but it is a CRTC regulation, and we sent out a little reminder, and sure enough, folks stepped up and got those submitted. So that means that there's a lot of really great playlists that you can see from all of our programmers that have been submitted, and you can see what they played on their shows. And those are updated as soon as they submit them, which technically should be right after their show or during their show, sometimes before. But it's always a great thing. And you can subscribe to the email newsletter that goes out every Monday afternoon. That includes all of those playlists. So be sure to check that out. All right, let's get back into the music. Taking you to Free City Radio this morning. I have some Marlena Moore with the track Pacer, some Braxton Cook with Weekend, Navy with Feel, Eliza Nimi with DMBF, and the 456 with Ground. I have Tiana Major 9 with Money, and Kevin Hearn with Love is the Key. Here on the Voice of the Marshes. Have a good day, and take care of yourselves.